Hello guys, today I'm going to show you how to perform parallelism using a ForEach activity in Azure Data Factory. What I'm going to do is just directly give you the two solutions, and later I will give some example for the ones that want to stay a bit more with me and would like to know how to make some simple example. So the first solution, it would simply go to the ForEach activity block and modify this parameter you have here, the batch count. So this will mean that it will run 10 times at the same time. So that's one thing that you can do in order to increase the output values that you will receive from the lookup activity. So make it 10 at the same time. And the second thing that I would like to explain is that based on my experience, when I'm increasing so much this number, when I have it in this setup that I have, for example, a lookup activity, and later within the ForEach activity, I'm setting a variable here, I have some problems that maybe if I'm putting this batch count to 20, 15 is running okay, but 5 of them are not. And reading on the Azure documentations that I will attach also in the description of the video, there is a limitation when you are putting a set variable within the ForEach activity, and later you are performing the copy data activity. So the setup that I would recommend would be this one. Instead of setting a variable within the ForEach activity, try to manage and put it like this. This would be the bad practice, let's say, and the correct practice would be this one. Having said that, what I'm going to explain now is for what could be useful this parallelism used in this ForEach activity. So I'm going to explain one example where, let's say that we have in a file all these ticket IDs given in a JSON format. And what we want now is, in order to not put this manually one by one and hard coded, we want to create an automation where we have this tickets ID here, and we want to query this endpoint based on this ticket ID that we will put based on the numbers that we will be receiving. So let's say that this is the query that we would like to make for all these tickets IDs, and this is the original JSON file that we have already put in our blob here. It's this tickets underscore ID JSON. So first of all, we create a lookup activity. Lookup activity is very simple. The source dataset is tickets ID list. When we open, we know that the source or the file that we are pointing it's here, the same that we saw here. So we want to retrieve all the tickets IDs, right? We are doing this with this lookup activity, a ForEach activity where we would put in the settings here, and here is where it could be useful for us because we don't want to retrieve the output of the lookup activity one by one and just one by one running this copy data activity that is inside. What we want is just take 10 at the same time or even 20 and just run it 10 at the same time and firing 10 times this copy data activity. You would see in this debug when I click here how it will work, and that's, guys, how you would use parallelism using a ForEach activity.